Okay, so let's talk car fridges, shall we? Are they necessary? Absolutely not. Not even a little bit. But once you've camped with one, it's hard to go back. If you don't have a car fridge, you probably think they're completely unnecessary, or maybe you're watching this because you're wanting to check one out. But when you use a cooler, you obviously use ice, and then ice melts, especially if you camp in the desert around, SoCal or anywhere where it's warm, and then all of a sudden you're pulling deli meat out of this icy soup. And instead, you can just get a fridge that you plug in, and then your stuff is just cold or frozen if you get a dual zone thing. Now, here's the thing. It's not necessary, and it adds a lot more complexity. Grabbing a bag of ice from a gas station is objectively easier than getting a fridge, which means then you need to get a battery, and then you need to figure out a way to charge your battery. And can you charge your battery fast enough to the way it discharges with the fridge? And then once you go electric, then you're going to go induction, because might as well get rid of gas entirely if you have a battery. And then on and on it goes. Before you know it, you have 14 solar panels on the top of your SUV. It just gets complicated really quickly, which makes you want to just stick with ice. And I totally get it. So we went to a camping car fridge probably 5 years ago or so, and we have not been able to go back. So on this overlanding journey with a Tesla, we've been wanting to go down that same road. My old GX had a 120 watt solar panel on the hood of the car, which then charged my external battery, then a Jackery, and then that ran all of our electrical stuff for the campsite as well as the fridge. Now, when I started this journey on the Tesla, there's these companies that had these fridges that went in the sub trunk, which is this huge, obviously those as our Tesla owners know this, there's a huge storage area underneath the back where a gas tank would be in a nice car. And so there's like 35 liter, version 3, version 4 versions of these that are pretty stinking amazing. So one name that kept on coming back up over and over again was this company called Hansshow. And I was curious, I was like, I wonder where Hansshow is located. And turns out they're like 2 miles down the road from me here in Orange County. I mean, what are the chances? So I reached out to them and asked if I could check one out. And so they said, come on by the showroom. So I did, and they showed me around and ended up picking up a 35 liter of their brand new version for the Model Y. It is pretty awesome. Here's an issue that came up with a couple updates ago with Tesla. They decided, barely without talking to Tesla owners, because a lot of people were ticked off, but they changed it a couple updates ago to where when you shut off the car, when you walk away from the car, there's really no shutting it off, but when you walk away from the car and it locks, it now turns off all your 12-volt receptacles as well as your USB receptacles. In an effort to save power and get rid of phantom drain. The problem is everyone who had a car fridge is now effectively toasted, right? So everyone's hoping and praying and putting in service reports saying, can you at least give us a toggle option to say leave the ports on, even leave them off by default, but give us the option to turn it back on. So you have pretty much 2 options to run this fridge. One, you can keep your car on camp mode. And maybe you're someone that you don't care about your fridge running all the time unless you're at camp. In that case, then you just turn on camp mode while you're at camp and you're good to go. And then the 99% of the time when you're not camping, it's off and not draining your battery. Secondly, you can do an external battery. That's what I do. That's what a lot of people do, is you have a Jackery or Blue Eddy or EcoFlow, or pick your brand of battery that's out now, and then you can charge the battery off of your cigarette lighter, and then that'll charge at about 105, 110 watts. That should keep it topped off pretty regularly while you drive around, as long as you drive a decent amount. And then your car fridge will run off of the 12-volt receptacle on the external battery, and you can kind of run indefinitely off of that. If you start getting to things like induction cooktops that run at like 1,000 or 1,500 watts, then you need to figure out, how do you charge your external battery faster to keep up with that, or you're going to drain in a few days. Now that we are actually getting cooler here in SoCal, and it's been winter in a lot of places around the nation, you don't want necessarily a fridge. But during the colder times of the year is actually when you might want to keep stuff warm, because you're going to a potluck or a Christmas party or Thanksgiving or things like that. What's cool about the car fridge is that if you don't need it to be a cooler, it can almost be a food warmer. I mean, it's not going to actively heat your food, but you can bring Thanksgiving food, heat it up in the oven, and then put it in your cooler, go for your drive to Thanksgiving dinner and it'll keep your food warm. It's kind of handy as well. So let me do this. Let me show you how I have mine set up, and then give you any last thoughts as we wrap this thing up. So here's the setup as it currently stands. It's constantly evolving, but I'm really happy with the setup right now. So you have the Blue Eddy AC180. This is like a 1100 watt hours, 1800 watt max draw. You got all your outlets, all that. I think I got it for like 450 bucks on a Black Friday sale. This super cool thing is made by Fruble. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's made in BC in Canada. So you have a couple ways you can access it. What this does is it connects into the natural, the factory grooves in here. So it's super rock solid, made out of birch, really well made. You can open it top, magnet top, or you can pull out the drawer. And here's what it looks like inside. Have my, I think that's a Gerber Complete, is that what it is? You can look it up on Amazon. It's like a cutting board, got a couple of knives in there, serving trays, spices, instant coffee, you know, the good stuff, Nescafe. This is a, put soap in there, wash your dishes. This is a lighting thing. These are super dope. These are Sea to Summit. This is like a pot, pops out. This cool thing is another Sea to Summit Detour. This is a big pot with 2 cups and 2 bowl plate things. This is my radio to talk to people. That's a Snow Peak cutting board. And that's the New Wave induction cooker. And then what you do here is there is my fridge. So in here I have just water right now. When you go to camp, you have plenty of storage. You have an app that you can scan here to control everything from the front if you want. If you want to check on, maybe you're driving and you want to see kind of what the temperature is back there, you can lower it, make it freezing or cooler or whatever. And it's off right now, but here you have all your controls. They're very straightforward, nothing crazy, but you set your temperature, obviously, Fahrenheit or Celsius. You can set it to max cooling or an eco. Eco is totally fine. You're still getting down to temperature in like 15 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. So that's it. Is a camping fridge, a car fridge necessary to go camping? Absolutely not. You can go get a $5 styrofoam cooler from the gas station and go. So don't let that hold you back. I talked to too many friends that want to go camping, but they have to get $5,000 worth of gear to go. I'm like, dude, just go. Just borrow some stuff, get some stuff at Goodwill, and just go camping. But if you have the finances and you have the space and you understand all the stuff that is involved to get a car fridge and you want to get one, especially if you have a Tesla Model Y, I cannot recommend the Hansshow enough. It's super solid. I've ran it for the last 3 months. It's been rock solid. It's never failed. It's a lot of storage. It fits perfectly in the Model Y, so you don't have any wasted space. And when you're not needing it, it's completely out of the way. Most of my friends don't even realize I have it until I show them. So I can highly recommend. If anything changes and it fails or something like that, I'll do an update video. Also want to let you know, Hansshow was kind enough to do a promo code for me. So if you use Tesla Overland, if you happen to be watching this in real time, you can use Tesla Overland as a promo code. I think you get 25% off during Black Friday. You can use that promo code anytime you want throughout the year, but if you're watching this particular during Black Friday, just use the code. You might get 25% off, you might get less, who knows? All right, but right now during Black Friday it's 25% off. All right guys, have a great holiday. We'll see you later.